You are going to listen to a story about a girl and her daily routine. Listen carefully and try to understand as much as you can. Please don't forget to like this video. It really helps our channel grow. At the very end, there will be some questions about the story. Try to answer them. Hi, my name is Emma. I'm 13 years old and I live in a small town with my parents and my little brother. Every day starts more or less the same for me, and I actually enjoy my morning routine. I usually wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I don't really like getting up early, but I've gotten used to it. When my alarm rings, I lie in bed for a few minutes, looking at the ceiling or checking my phone. Then I slowly get out of bed and open the window to get some fresh air. I love the feeling of cool morning air on my face. It helps me wake up. After that, I go to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. I always feel more awake after that. Sometimes I take a quick shower in the morning, especially if I feel really sleepy. Then I brush my hair and tie it into a ponytail or a braid. It depends on my mood. Next, I go to the kitchen where my mom usually has breakfast ready. I'm lucky because she makes sure we always have something tasty to eat in the morning. My favorite breakfast is toast with peanut butter and banana slices, and sometimes I have cereal or scrambled eggs. I also drink a glass of orange juice or a cup of tea. I try not to rush, but sometimes we're in a hurry, so I have to eat quickly. While I eat, I usually talk to my mom or listen to music on my phone. My little brother sits next to me and talks about his dreams or what he's going to do at school. He's very funny in the morning and always full of energy. After breakfast, I go back to my room to get dressed. I wear my school uniform during the week, so I don't have to think too much about what to wear. On weekends, I like to choose something more colorful or cozy, like a hoodie and jeans. Finally, I pack my school bag. I check my schedule to make sure I have all my books and notebooks. I also make sure I have my lunchbox and water bottle. Then I put on my jacket, say goodbye to my mom, and leave the house around 7:30. After I leave the house around 7:30, I walk to the bus stop. It's only a 5-minute walk from my home, and I usually enjoy it. The street is quiet in the morning, and sometimes I see neighbors walking their dogs or watering their gardens. I like watching the world wake up. The school bus usually arrives at 7:40. There are already a few students inside when I get on. I always try to sit near the window. I love looking outside during the ride. The trees, houses, and people passing by make the journey feel peaceful. Sometimes the sky is pink and orange if the sun is just rising. I think it's beautiful. The bus ride takes about 20 minutes. I often listen to music or scroll through my phone. Sometimes I text my best friend Sophie, who also takes the same bus. If we sit together, we talk about school, our favorite shows, or something funny that happened at home. She always makes me laugh, even when I feel sleepy. When we arrive at school, there are many students getting off buses and walking toward the entrance. It's always a bit noisy with people talking, laughing, or running to meet their friends. I like this moment. It feels like the day is really starting. Before the first class, we have about 10 minutes to get ready. I go to my locker to take my books and notebooks for the first lessons. Then I walk to my classroom. I usually meet my friends there, and we talk a little before the teacher arrives. Our classes start at 8, so I try to be on time and prepared so I don't feel stressed. Some students rush in at the last second, but I like having a calm start to the school day. The journey from home to school isn't very long, but it's one of my favorite parts of the day. It gives me time to think, relax, and get ready to learn something new. My school day starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and ends at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We have 6 lessons every day, and each lesson is about 45 minutes long. Some days feel long and tiring, but I usually enjoy school. I like learning new things and spending time with my classmates. My favorite subject is English. I love reading stories and writing small texts or essays. Our English teacher is really kind and funny. She often gives us interesting topics and lets us work in groups. I also like art because I enjoy drawing and painting. When we have art class, I feel more relaxed. Math is not my favorite, but I try my best. Sometimes I don't understand everything right away, but I always ask questions. My math teacher is strict, but she explains things clearly. We also have science, history, and physical education during the week, so there is always something different to do. We have 2 short breaks during the day, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. During those breaks, I usually go outside with my friends. We talk, eat snacks, or just walk around the schoolyard. It's nice to have time to breathe fresh air and rest a little before the next class. At 12:30, we have lunch. I usually bring my lunch from home. My mom packs a sandwich, some fruit, and something sweet, like a cookie. Sometimes I buy something from the school cafeteria, but I prefer homemade food. I sit with my friends at the same table almost every day. We talk about everything: school, TV shows, family, and weekend plans. After lunch, we have 2 more lessons. By the end of the day, I start feeling a bit tired, but I try to stay focused. When the last bell rings at 3, I feel happy and ready to go home. Sometimes after school, I have clubs or extra classes. On Tuesdays, I stay for art club, and on Thursdays, I go to a dance class. I like being busy, but I also enjoy going home and relaxing after a long school day. After school, I usually get home around 3:30 in the afternoon. I feel a bit tired, but I'm also happy to be home. The first thing I do is take off my shoes, put down my school bag, and go to the kitchen. My mom is often there, and she asks me how my day was. Sometimes we talk for a few minutes while I eat a small snack like a yogurt, fruit, or a sandwich. After my snack, I go to my room. I change out of my school uniform and put on something more comfortable, usually a hoodie and leggings. Then I sit at my desk and start my homework. I don't always feel like doing it right away, but I try to finish it early so I can relax later. Homework takes about 1 or 2 hours depending on the day. If I have a lot of tasks, I take short breaks between them. I usually do English or science first because they are easier for me. I leave math for last because it takes more time and concentration. Sometimes I call my friend Sophie if we need to help each other or check answers. After I finish my homework, I finally get some free time. I often go to the living room and watch a bit of TV or check social media on my phone. I also like playing with my little brother or helping my mom cook dinner. He is 5 years old and loves to build things with blocks or show me his drawings. Around 6:30 or 7 in the evening we have dinner. We always eat together as a family. It's one of my favorite parts of the day. We talk about what happened at school or work, tell jokes and laugh a lot. My mom usually cooks delicious meals, sometimes pasta, soup or chicken with rice. On Fridays, we often order pizza as a special treat. After dinner, I help clear the table and wash the dishes if it's my turn, then I go back to my room to relax. I might read a book, watch a YouTube video, or draw something in my notebook. I enjoy quiet time in the evening. It helps me feel calm before going to bed. My evening usually slows down around 8:30 or 9 That's when I start getting ready for bed. I like to keep a peaceful routine before I go to sleep because it helps me relax and have a good rest. First, I go to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. I also brush my hair again to make sure it doesn't get too messy while I sleep. Sometimes I take a warm shower, especially if I had dance class or feel tired. It helps me feel clean and calm. After that, I change into my pajamas, usually something soft and warm, like a t-shirt and cozy pants. Then I go back to my room. I usually dim the lights and turn on my little bedside lamp. The soft light makes the room feel very comfortable. I often light a scented candle or use a lavender pillow spray because I love the relaxing smell. If I have time, I like to read a book before sleeping. Right now, I'm reading a story about a girl who travels to another world. It's very exciting and I always want to read just one more page. Sometimes I also write a few sentences in my diary about my day, what I did, how I felt, or something funny that happened. It helps me understand myself better. I try not to use my phone too much before bed, but I usually check my messages or look at pictures for a few minutes. Then I put it away so I can sleep well. Before turning off the light, I always say goodnight to my mom. She usually comes to my room, gives me a hug, and asks if I need anything. That small moment always makes me feel safe and loved. Finally, I lie down under my blanket and close my eyes. Sometimes I think about nice things, like my dreams for the future or where I want to travel one day. Other times I just listen to the quiet sounds around me, the wind outside, or the soft ticking of the clock. Usually I fall asleep around 9:30 or 10. That's how my day ends. It's nothing very special, but I like my routine. It makes me feel ready for a new day full of small adventures. Here are some questions about the text. Pause the video and try to answer them. What time does Emma usually wake up and what helps her feel awake in the morning? How does Emma get to school and what does she do during the bus ride? What are Emma's favorite subjects at school and what does she usually do during lunch break? What does Emma do at home after finishing her homework? How does Emma prepare for bed and what helps her relax before sleeping?